NCAA NCAA basketball. But we're obviously going to focus on the women's basketball because that's the one that's obviously been creating the headlines in the US, etc.
Yeah, the viewership was mad.
Crazy.
15 points, something new.
Crazy. I think I'll find something of like what it outpassed and other things being
surpassed every NBA game this year,
apart from one, I believe,
which might be Steph versus LeBron.
Yeah.
And it surpassed every college game apart from the Duke game.
What, in college history?
This year, and it also surpassed most of. It was the highest ranking sports event in a long, long time, and that was just from cable viewers. Because I was watching it on a stream on YouTube because they didn't want to stream it. Did give us access to watch it in the UK.
Yeah, and
there was over 200k people in that stream.
Oh, it's fair
on YouTube.
Fair.
So you can imagine how many people actually watching
it. So I think I've got it up. There was 12.3 million viewers. I don't know if that was at the peak or whatever. So it was more than
12.3,
more than any women's college basketball game ever. More than last year's NBA Finals, more than last year's World Series, last year's Orange Bowl. So this is now college football for our footballers that don't know. Orange Bowl, Big Ten, Cotton Bowl, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, Peach Bowl, all college
sports. Basically,
basically. Obviously, World Series baseball.
Yep.
And then every Thursday night football game as well.
Yeah.
And Thursday night football does massive views as well.
Massive.
Yep.
And then every 2023 college football regular season game except Ohio State versus Michigan.
Which makes sense.
Obviously, Michigan went on to win the national championship. And it just shows like the young women that are involved, they're doing their thing. Because obviously, in terms of these two particular teams, we'll move on to the other game after, but Iowa versus LSU, that was the final matchup last year, and LSU
smacked them.
Yeah. And then obviously the two biggest stars in college sports in America right now, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, let me just add a bit more context in it to how big this was, yeah.
Go on then, Geese.
So ESPN, recently signed media rights deal for Women's March Madness worth $65 million. This is just for March Madness.
Yeah,
and that's a 10-time increase from the previous year.
So it was 6.5 last year.
That's
Jesus
mad.
Christ.
So to put into context for our UK listeners and viewers,
the previous deal, not previous deal.
But it's only because of the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel Reeses and the Juju Watkins.
Off the back of that, this deal has now formed.
Paige Bueckers, yeah. So I would say to put in context for like UK viewers or listeners, it's, let's just for argument's sake say Cambridge versus Oxford because it's universities. Obviously, there's way more in terms of not the rankings, but the most obvious ones here. And then the best athletes in those two universities. Obviously, it's not as published here.
Yeah.
But it's more appreciated there because it's a big deal over there in terms of their
academy
sport.
systems.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though. 65 million.
Bruh, it's nuts. Bro,
for university.
It's like Cambridge Oxford woman outperforming every Premier League game.
Yeah.
And the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
It just doesn't outperform the Champions League final.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's literally what it did.
It's just hard to compare because of like the way we see certain sports compared to the US. So, but that's probably the best way to try and describe it. But yeah, even that. Obviously, you watched the game. I don't know if you watched it.
No.
And I tuned in, I think, midway through the second quarter. Because I was literally, when you asked, I was like, I couldn't find nothing, but I was like, I'm going to bed anyway. And I just couldn't sleep. So I was like, I have to watch the rest of this. And thank God I did, bruv.
Boy,
what a game.
Caitlin, yeah, that's the first thing. What a game. But
What a
Caitlin
game.
Clark put on a show.
What a game.
She put on a show. And it was from the first thing she did, she came down, shot a free. Hit the free. Second thing, layup. Next thing, free. I said, we're in for a game today.
Yeah.
Because she took them on. I was a small team compared to LSU in terms of just height-wise.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of athletically, LSU is probably the most athletic team there is. You got Flage, you got Angel Reese, you got players.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Caitlin Clark, she is like in college basketball the female version of Steph Curry.
Bro, she's literally, I've been watching a few other like sports shows this week, and they've all unanimously agreed, and you could tell they're not even in cohesion, that she is literally the next Steph Curry, and that's going for men's and women's.
Yes, yes.
Like,
That's crazy.
'cause obviously you've got like in the NBA we've got like Trae Young, but he's not as efficient as Steph Curry, but like by far. Do you know what I mean? And certain things, but like with Caitlin Clark, you could.
Yeah, no, it was
Just-
she's pulling up from, when I say the logo, I'm not joking. She's pulling up step back. She gave Hailey Van Leaf a boy. She tore her ass up.
Mate.
Yeah, like she saw Hailey Van Leaf in front of her and said, "You know what? You're disrespecting me.
Yeah.
You're really disrespecting me."
But that's also down. LSU coaches should have put probably Flo J on her earlier.
But the only issue with doing that was Florida got into foul trouble early,
Yeah, that's it.
and you put her on Caitlin Clark. You're now gonna. But my thing was, stop going underneath screens. Just trap Caitlin Clark. If everyone else around her beats you, if she ends up with 20 assists, yeah,
You gotta be alright.
and they win, okay, cool. Caitlin Clark didn't beat you, but when Caitlin Clark goes for 41 and has 12 assists, yeah,
7 rebounds as well.
and she's basically won the game by herself, essentially.
She's the only one that played every minute of the game.
Every
I believe.
second.
Or I think one LSU player might have. I might be wrong, but yeah.
Every second. And the way she dominated the game, you could see what she came out from the start of the game. She came out for revenge from last year's game. She came out with a point to prove.
Bro, she was in a zone.
Yeah, because the media have been killing her.
That's who Angel Reese was waving bye to last year. Innit?
Yeah. But this year,
It's got a revenge, isn't it?
and I feel like she's taken everything that happened last year and really developed it. Like in terms of like, you can see how her game's developed. She's not afraid to drive to the basket. She's key and like she's all round the best player in college basketball. And I'm not gonna say men's or women. She's all round the best player in college basketball for pound for pound.
She's broken all the records now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, pound for pound, she's all round.
literally
the best player
her
in
only thing is just to get to win the title.
college. Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah. She literally broken all the men's and women's records. So
Jeez.
But like watching her, yeah, is a spectacle. Like Friday night when they play against
South Carolina.
UConn.
No, they play UConn. Yeah.
When they play against UConn, everyone's gonna be tuned in because Paige Bueckers, we're gonna call her Paige Buckets. Yeah, she's playing as well, and that matchup is gonna be crazy because before Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins came, there was Paige Bueckers. That was the one.
Caitlin Clark was Paige Bueckers was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But Caitlin Clark's just a deadly.
Yeah, and Paige got injured.
Paige got injured last year, so she was out. But
So you got her, and then Angel Reese, obviously in the game, she did play well until she rolled her ankle.
if not to say they would have won, but if she did not roll her ankle, I don't know which way the game would have. Because at the point beginning of second quarter, she just started dominating.
Dominating on the board, second chance points.
She had 20 rebounds.
Yeah, just driving in.
And I think she had 10 in the second half. But she didn't have enough lift to put it back in.
Okay. Yeah.
So like
Phil
field goal
after she rolled the ankle.
Yeah, like field goal percentage weren't good in the second half. Whereas like first half there was a point I think she was like 5 of 7, but it's when she dragged LSU back into the game.
Yeah, she put them up.
Literally.
She put them up. But I feel like though for Angel Reese to go to the next level, WNBA, I don't think she should leave this year.
I was gonna say it before we recorded, but I'd seen she just declared for WNBA. Yeah. Angel Reese.
I didn't think she would. Well, since she's declared for WNBA, I wanted her to stay.
She should have stayed. She might just graduate, man.
You know, I wanted her to stay though,
WNBA.
because she needs to develop her offensive game.
Is it?
I'll be sorry with you. Like, she doesn't really have much to it. You get what I mean? It works at the college level, but she don't have a shot. She doesn't have a shot. She don't really have any post moves. She's just a lot stronger than people.
And that's good. College, yeah.
Yeah, college. She can't really go to her right hand at all. You get what I mean? Like, she's good. She's great. She's a great rebounder. She's kind of like what Draymond Green does right now.
Okay. What does she play a 5? Is she a small 5?
No. She's a big 5.
She's a big 5. She's 6'3".
Is she 6'3"? She looks taller.
No, she's 6'3".
Oh, that means she's not that much of a big 5 then.
I'm sure Angel Reese is 6'3".
So I'm not clued up on the women's game like that.
She is. Yeah, you're right. 6'3". Because I think the South Carolina Center is about 6'6",
Uni
6'7".
sports are so big out there. Like, how can you have a Wikipedia page? You're still in uni.
Bro, like
It's like academy basically.
they're superstars by default.
And they're getting paid
Now they're getting paid. That's slightly what made me think she'd stay one more year.
She's going to take a pay cut.
No, she's gonna take a pay cut in. Well, it's not. Remember, it's NIL deal, so she'll make all the money she's making from endorsements. Still, so she's got 1.9 million endorsements.
Okay.
So she's all right. So she'll take all her endorsements with her to the next level, which will be more. Maybe, I don't know. Actually,
I don't think it'll be more.
Yeah,
It
WNBA
won't
is
be
not
more.
as marketed as well. But it might be less. Whereas Caitlin Clark's 3.1 million endorsements this year. And obviously she's going to the next level. But everyone said that she'll keep her same endorsements. I just don't know how it would translate size wise to the to the WNBA, because they're trying to have college sports. We look how many of us tuned in the other night,
Bro.
How many of us have watched the WNBA? Game
Even like on my timeline on Twitter, like obviously mostly UK people, like bare people were actually tuned in.
Damn.
And this was what the game started just after midnight, innit?
Yeah.
For us anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruv, what a game. Like, it was so worth staying up and being tired for the next day.
Jeez.
Because, like, that deserved to be a final. That's how good the game was.
Yes.
Like, it didn't really go away from either team until obviously late in the game and stuff like that. But it's just like, bruv, this deserved to be, not deserved, because obviously the other teams deserve to get where they are. But, like, it should be the rematch from last year.
Yeah.
But in the final again, innit?
The intensity the game was played at, crazy.
Bro, crazy. So Angel Reese said, I've done everything I wanted to in college. I've won the national championship. I've gotten player of the year. I've been an All-American. My ultimate goal is to be a pro and to be one of the greatest basketball players to play ever. I feel like I'm ready. So that was when she made the announcement. Well, today. I saw that on Shade Room, actually. So.
I guess it's hard for her to even, one, come back, and two, be motivated to come back.
And to be fair, I think one, I saw her presser after her post game of just her speaking about like the abuse that she's faced. So like racial abuse, the online attacks, how she's been sexualized, etc. I kind of thought she was that's the only thing that made me think, okay, she's probably done with the college space now. And she'll like, obviously take her talents to the WNBA, where you'll be a star, but you're not the star. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, as bad as it sounds, your criticism is going to be shared, if that makes sense. Whereas like in college, you've done such a great thing, it's turned into a negative, but you're the face of it. She even said before the game, she's like, I guess I have to basically accept the villain role, or I'll have to embrace like in being the villain, etc. And then I see like people were saying, oh yeah, she was talking about being the villain. Why is she pulling this card now? And I was like, yo, being the villain on court is completely different. It doesn't mean you should get racially abused. I don't know what justifies people to think anything
warrants racial abuse.
Racial abuse is like Vinicius. You'll get some Spanish players or Spanish FA. They're like, oh, it shouldn't be torn in the fans. Like, bro, banter's banter. You could go back and forth. You can F and blind, but
if man's talking the fans, like, talk me back or something.
Yeah.
Don't be shouting racist abuse.
I want racist to you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just now to see whether Caitlin Clark can somewhat cement her legacy in college basketball history and bring home the title.
She wins the title. She goes down to the greatest women's college basketball player ever.
I've seen a lot of people say. Obviously, I've not got an extensive background in that, but
so I wouldn't know.
From what I've been listening to earlier today and yesterday, because I've listened to a few shows that have been saying it, and a few like have her like already in their top 5, top 3.
Yeah, I'd say top 3.
Yeah,
outside of, like,
1 or 2 are like this. She just needs this.
Yeah, probably outside of Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller's sister, because Reggie Miller's sister was like they class her as because the WNBA weren't around, but they class her as basically the greatest women's basketball player ever. That would have been if stuff was
in place.
Okay,
because she could. She was better than most men. Literally.
And Caitlin Clark is living what most boys / young men want to do and be Steph Curry. She's living her truth.
Living a dream,
bro. So, bro, she what 9 threes, obviously 9 for 20, but
she when you play every second of every game, you're gonna shoot 20. You're gonna probably shoot that many threes. The percentage don't look mad, you know.
No, percentage-wise it doesn't, because it's just under 50%. So that's actually a very good 3-point percentage.
It's just you shot 20 of them.
Yeah, and then I think she shot like 28 altogether in the game or something like that. Go back and watch the highlights. Trust.
It's still good though.
Because the shot making was incredible. Like, they were mad tough shots. They're bad shots for most players.
Like she's doing step backs, going to her left, and you're thinking that ain't going in. And next week you just the ball isn't that you're doing this.
And it's just the power she like. I always find like NBA shooters incredible from the power like Steph Curry can generate by flicking his wrist. Sorry. And I'm like, bro, just watching her do it, and I'm like,
I need to watch these highlights, man.
This is Dame range. This is Steph range.
On a step back.
Yeah. Like, getting guarded to your left back. Yeah. I was like, rah. Like, because Hailey Van Lith, she went after like this. Like, what do you want me to do?
And because Hailey Van Lith is 5'7".
Yeah.
She's shooting over her, but she's in her face. but she's not shooting from anywhere near the basket, bro.
Then nothing you can do in that circumstance.
Like, you're seeing, man, it was such a great game to watch and such a great spectacle. And honestly, it's one of the best games of basketball I've watched this year.
And facts. Yeah, that's facts. NBA,
college, don't matter what it is, one of the best games I've watched this year, 100%.
Cool. On to the second game. Did you watch the following game? So that was
USC versus UConn.
That's it. And obviously you got Juju Watkins. So she's a freshman for USC. She's a bloody baller. I always forget she's 18. It's mad. So if you will see, like, I
saw her trending.
Yeah, you might have seen over the months just by chance. If LeBron's posted someone with Bronny, because her and Bronny are same age, so they're quite cool, innit? Versus obviously Paige Bueckers.
Yep.
UConn. And literally, I didn't watch that game, but I went back and watched like the full highlights, and I was like, I've seen what they've done slightly. Obviously, I don't watch it extensively, but they're bucket getters.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? They're both bucket getters, and it was a great back and forth, innit? But obviously, you watched the game, so.
Well, it was an interesting one because I felt like USC in the first quarter and that sort of stuff weren't getting Juju enough touches on the ball. So they weren't getting enough touches on the ball, but what UConn were doing well is they were trapping Juju anyway, so they were getting the ball out of their hands. Someone else is going to beat us today. It's not going to be you, which I feel like LSU should have done to Iowa, to Caitlin Clark. Didn't do it.
But on that, going back to Caitlin Clark, she's such a great passer.
I know,
and like her passing isn't like, say, flashy.
But I think in this case, is what you're trying to get is her passing better than her shooting.
No, I heard that, but it's like, you see when there's certain players, when you trap them, the plan is to trap them, for instance, if they're such a great passer, their assists will kill as much. Yeah. So it's like LeBron, if you're using him as a reference again, but if you're trying to trap him, if he gets 15 assists, those 15 assists are actually killing you.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like she's kind of on that wavelength because she's already a very good passer. She's not flashy with it. It's very pinpoint. Like, eye of the needle, bang. Yeah. Bullet, bang. It's not like a wow. It's just a basic, but it's perfection basic, if that makes sense.
It is.
She's a very good passer like that.
But remember in the end of that game, when they were playing for the free throws, you see how LSU were trapping them in the backcourt. I felt like they should have just done that the whole game.
I feel like teams always do that in the latter parts of games, though.
I know.
It's hard to maintain for 40 minutes in their case.
But like, put that pressure on early, or even just send a double team. Because they weren't sending a double team, They had Hailey Van Lith guarding her 1-versus-1.
Yeah.
I was sitting there looking like, bro, this ain't going to work for anyone.
But that's where I just thought Flo J should have probably picked her up earlier. Obviously, she went in foul trouble, but the times that she did, she caused her a bit of problems. Do you know what I mean? Like, Caitlin didn't shoot over her, for instance.
No.
Size-wise, Caitlin did, like, Flo J could disrupt her a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, just back to the other game. Just ballers. And I think Paige Bueckers probably going to go to the WNBA. I think she's about 22.
Nah, she's coming back next year.
Oh, is it?
She's already declared that she's coming back next year. Obviously, because of come off the injury. So I think she's coming back next year. Won last year. And obviously have this year try and win what she can win. National championship. And then obviously next year kind of, you come off that injury, you kind of want 2 years.
Yeah.
And then go and be successful.
I wonder how much they get. draft picks for women's basketball?
Low, 75 bags I saw.
For number one.
Yeah, it's not high. I think the highest paid player in the WNBA right now is on $250K a year.
I knew that Sabrina in USQ probably.
Yeah, I believe so.
Jeez.
Wow.
So yeah, the salaries are low. So that's why a lot of them go overseas.
Yeah.
And they rely heavily on, like, you know, Liz Cambage. They rely heavily on external things for wages and money and.
She don't play
like
basketball no more.
She is. She's in China.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
She's in China playing.
Yeah, because she had some beef with it.
Yeah.
She always has beef.
She was beefing the Nigerian team, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Being half Nigerian.
Yeah. And then she was apparently she was racist too.
Yeah.
And then she was
I
saying that
remember
she
that.
was trying to get to the team. Everything was a mess, but yeah, the other game was good as well, man. USC, Juju.
I can't wait to see more of her game, bruv. She's cold for 18, bruv.
Bro, the way she moves, like it's like she's got like a Kyrie-esque to her. Like the way she moves.
She's 6'2" or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
man.
Was it?
Yeah,
she's cold. She doesn't look it though, because she got good size on her as well, so she won't get bullied if that makes sense. But
she's shifty. She got all the moves. She can shoot. Oh man, she's cold.
Then Paige Bueckers, obviously that's just me reaching. She gives me a bit of an AI flex.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. And she actually done one very good speech a couple years ago in the ESPYs. I don't know if you've seen it.
To us. Yeah.
About I did. I was like the irony of her like bigging up and appreciating the black women ahead of. She's not even, obviously she's white, but her appreciating what black women have done for women's basketball and stuff like that, and giving them credit and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, you're going up in my estimations. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'll tell you, I can't wait for this weekend's games. The Final Four, so South Carolina versus NC State, and Iowa versus UConn. But South Carolina are the favourites overall.
Yes.
I think they're
unbeaten.
This season.
Yes.
Right, yeah. And over the last 2 or 3 years, they've got like a 72-1 record.
And the team they lost to was Caitlin Clark
last year. And people believe that's Caitlin Clark's best ever win.
Yeah.
But this recent one, was obviously in the context of the game, probably the best one. But in terms of her actual performance last year against South Carolina, because they were unbeaten for nearly 40 matches at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And South Carolina are good, to be fair, because I watched a bit of their game against LSU a couple of weeks ago. I was like, yeah, they're a serious team still.
All round.
Yeah. And just a quick one on NC State, who they're facing. NC State have women and men's in the Final Four.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've seen the guy DJ Burns. I think is his name.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Guy. Yeah.
Jokic was talking about him.
Yeah. And I think I saw today on Instagram. I don't know if it's 100% true, but it looked true from like the site that it was posted and people in the comments. I think it was him that emailed or messaged his professor, and they're meant to have an exam this week, and he's like, instead of having it Tuesday, can we have it Wednesday? Because right now we're too lit in it. And the professor moved it. And it was like, due to certain requests from other people, etc. Yep, I've agreed to
move the exam.
And people in the comments that had previously had the professor, 1 or 2 comments that I saw, they were like, they actually believe it because they know what that professor was like.
Yeah.
Like they said he was, I think he's a doctor or something like that. They were saying like mad, very good at each job, but he was mad blessed as well, innit? So, yeah, mate. College basketball got us speaking about this. Women's college basketball. Do you know what I mean? So, boy,
big up the women, boy. They're doing their thing now.
Big up.
In all sports.
Entertaining as hell, man. This weekend's gonna be fun.